Thank you so much, Minister Koizumi. We don't have very much time, so let's jump straight into it. I don't believe I heard you mention China directly, yet China is central to the strategic landscape. Tensions between Japan and China have been fraught, to say the least, in recent times. How might Japan seek to manage this relationship moving forward?
Thank you very much. As far as I feel from the audiences, your question is very welcomed by the audiences. Actually, last year I met my Chinese counterpart, Minister Don Jun, in Malaysia when we had a meeting with ASEAN countries. It's called ADMM+. Even though we have differences and we have disagreements, Japan's stance is very clear. We are always open to the dialogue. So we are not going to shut down any channels, regardless of differences. So I would like to send this message to the Chinese side that we are always welcome to the dialogue.
Fantastic. That's reassuring. Of course, apart from dialogue, central to ensuring peace and stability in the region, and Japan understands this more than anyone else, is deterrence and working together with allies and partners. Let's turn now very quickly to the US-Japan alliance. Here in Europe, I think it's fair to say that there is some concern over US security commitment. The United States has questioned its commitment to Europe, not least in the last Munich Security Conference. It's also, in the interim, threatened to take Greenland. Is Japan worried about the credibility of the US-Japan alliance? I know you talked about meeting your counterpart in the United States, but there is a lot at stake for Japan. And is it, in its upcoming National Defense Security Review, is it reviewing its position to factor in allies? And also, in particular, is it reviewing its position on nuclear policy?
Thank you very much. Going back to your first point on the relationship between U.S. and its allies, including Japan and also European countries. I just had a meeting with Secretary General Rutte today. And I know yesterday there was a very important meeting between NATO defense ministers, including U.S. participant. I was very happy to hear that the atmosphere and the discussion was very positive between the American side and the European side, because from Japanese point of view, if there is a tension between the US and Europe and NATO, who is happy with this? We should think about this. So, as I keep saying that Japan-US alliance is unwavering, it's very strong. Our Prime Minister Takaichi going to visit Washington, D.C. next month. So, yeah, I think it's always important to keep closely communicate with not just between Japan and the U.S., but also with NATO. That's why we attended NATO ministerial meeting under the IP4. And also, this is my presence here at Munich Security Conference is also a message to the European friends that Indo-Pacific and Euro-Atlantic is inseparable. For example, can I add one thing? For example, North Korean soldiers have been sent. More than 10,000 soldiers have been sent to Russia. Russia have sent, North Korean soldiers to Ukraine. Then they are learning new way of fighting with drones, AI, and cyberspace, and with all domains, with conventional weapons. Then getting back to North Korea, then we need to think about what they are using for and who they are using against. So that's why I said Ukraine is not a distant problem.
So you've been exceedingly clear, crystal clear about how important both regions are to each other. And
yes.
yet, in the recent U.S. national defense strategy, the United States says that it would be clear with its European allies that their efforts and resources are best focused on Europe. That's the U.S. view. What does Japan think of the division of labor between theaters? And does Europe play an important role in Asia?
Yes, it's always important to strengthen by ourselves. That's why I send a message that Japan is going to strengthen our defense policy itself. So it's very natural for everybody, based on the new security environment around the world, which is very severe and serious. Yeah, we need more spending. We need more investment, including defense industries. And so, co-production issue is one of the issues between Japan and the U.S. We could do something with Europe too. That's why I mentioned our project for the new fighter jet, GCAP, with Japan, Italy, and the UK. Yeah, so this is what we are now thinking about. And going back to your second point on the last questions on our new strategy, we need to find out a new Japanese way of confronting a new type of warfare with drones and cyberspace and also AI. It's not just a copy of what we are seeing from the Ukraine and Russian battlefield, because we are a maritime country. So we need to find by ourselves what's the best way for Japan to do. Yeah.
Thank you. So just on the final question, and I believe this is very close to your heart, the landslide victory in Japan. How was security policy communicated and presented to the Japanese public? And can one take away from this election a strong mandate for some of the defense changes that are ahead of Japan? Or should we read it more as perhaps a mandate for your Prime Minister's economic policies? Because I understand that voters had at the top of their concern cost of living issues as well as other bread and butter economic issues.
Yeah, of course, for the election, economic policies and social security policies are the top high priorities for the general public. But in this election in Japan, I kept talking about security policies. We need to strengthen, investment to the defense industry. We need to revise the security documents. We need to improve the treatments to the self-defense force personnel, including their families. People welcomed. That's why this result of the election was very powerful, and it gave me a courage to push our security policy. But of course, we are living in a democracy. So with a powerful message from the public, but also we need to be very, very, careful to explain why we need to strengthen our security policy by explaining what we are seeing around us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Minister, for sharing your insights. Please join me in thanking the Minister. I feel it was far too short, but thank you.
Thank you very much.